Hey, what is up, everybody? I know it's been a minute. I know, but there's a reason, and I got good news. As of right now, officially, it's probably the reason why I've been gone for so long, is that we now have a cluster arc server set up through Nitrado. I know, it's beautiful. See right there at the top of the screen. It's almost so you got eyes and shit. But before we get into that, I will have all the IP addresses posted to each of the 3 maps. They'll have their little name and everything, all that good stuff. So if you decide to join us, hey, we'd love to have you. Good admins, all that good stuff. Everyone's active. It is a PvE only server though, so keep that in mind. We don't want y'all fighting with each other. People don't make nice. Moving on though, you already saw the title of the video. We're just gonna hop right into it. Purpose, obviously, talking about how there's a lot of nice things that people just don't really understand how they make things work. For a lot of people, it's intimidating just because they see all these. I mean, you can see it right here on the screen. It's just random words and letters and symbols, numbers, and it confuses a lot of people. But especially when it comes to Arc, these commands really are not that complicated. Now, some of them, like making certain items spawn and loot drop, stuff like that, they can get a little bit more complicated just because they have a lot of, numbers and letters and symbols going into them, and I can understand that. I mean, to put in a hatchet into a loot drop and make sure it's a big, long process, which we will get into in another video. But today, I'm just going to talk about some of the more common ones that, when we were setting up the server, we saw were... we didn't know what to do originally. We'd do some searching, do a little bit of testing, experimenting, seeing what words did what. But we did eventually get it figured out. But during this process, going through the forums and everything, a lot of people have this issue. So now that we've educated ourselves a little bit, we're going to dive into it a little bit more in depth. So starting off, number 1 right here, as you can see it highlighted, is the loot crates. Some people, when they have mods on their server, it does disable loot crates. Or sometimes it automatically sets it to false. It's weird, I know, I don't understand it either. But there's an easy fix for it. As you can see right here, it says disable loot crates equals false. All you're going to do to fix that is just set that false to true. That's it. Fixes the loot crates. It's beautiful. I know, simple, sweet, to the point. Now, the next problem has to do with any of you who have automated Arc. Now, for a lot of you who know what that is, it is an amazing quality of life mod. But because there's so many moving gears and pieces with all these AA parts and structures, it does sometimes not mesh very well with other mods, or it sometimes doesn't mesh very well with each other. In particular, we're going to talk about the Smithicator that's part of the mod. For a lot of you who know what I'm talking about, it can be frustrating because if you have mods that, and this is actually one of the fixes as well, if you have a Smithicator and it's just showing a blank, empty inventory, it doesn't show like any engrams or anything that you can use to craft, a lot of times that issue is caused by the fact that it has too many engrams loaded in from other mods. It can handle the normal ones that you got from Arc at base level just fine and dandy, no issues. However, if you start adding mods like, one we had to actually get rid of was pre-made structures. We put the mod in to kind of help players, who aren't very creative, just kind of have a nice house. However, However, it did have its problems, which caused the Smithicator to basically erase itself. Now, issue to that one could be you just have too many mods. Take out the mod that you put in, that adds in a bunch of extra engrams. It should fix the issue. But if that doesn't work, what you're going to do here is go to this line right here that I got highlighted. Overflow bypass equals false. If that does not work, I'll be honest with you, It should be fixed by the first attempt. Just getting rid of extra mods and stuff usually fix the problem. We didn't have any other issues after getting rid of the extra mods. But again, we'll dive more into depth about how all that stuff functions together in another video. Sorry for my voice, by the way. I got a little bit of a cold right now. Alright. Now, this next one right here, we're going to be talking about the soul storage. As many of you know, the soul balls, dino storage, everyone loves it. You see it in a lot of like much bigger YouTube videos with Syntac and all them. And it is a wonderful mod to have. But I'm not sure if any of you do know this. If any of you are familiar with the vivarium, I can't talk. But you know, if a little storage box you put dinos in, they produce resources like eggs and poop and all that stuff. So it's a really nice piece to have, but the problem is it is very expensive to make. Now, what if I told you you didn't have to do any of that? Just had to have a soul terminal. I know, sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds delicious. Well, that is actually what we're going to do right here. If you look right there where it's highlighted, that is the exact lines of commands you have to put in. Exactly, even the Dino Storage 2 part up there at the top. You put it down there at the bottom. Right now we're in game user settings. The other settings we're in just plain game INI. If you plug those in, and then you go into the soul terminal itself, it'll have you the ability to go into options. You will then go to automation, and it will let you select which things you would like to be automated within the soul terminal. I put like 10 dodos in there, and within a couple of days, I had well over 1,000 eggs. So it definitely works, but you need to make sure to go in there and select which ones you want. That's very important. Just because you enter in this command does not mean it automatically does it. You have to go into the machine and put in the automation settings, and vice versa. You have to do this part first. But this is just a little kind of start off, just want to kind of cover this video because these were some of the more common problems that a lot of people were having, especially when I was digging through those forums. And trust me, I was digging. I was digging hardcore. It was bad. I got obsessed. But anyway, I thank y'all for watching the video. I really hope that this helps some of you. I know we only covered really like 3 things. Trust me, I get it. I do hope to cover up some additional stuff in the future, but that all depends on you guys, what you'd like. I'm always watching those comments, trust me. I'm always watching. I know that sounds creepy as hell, don't it? But you're gonna deal with it because you love it. All right. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Oh, and one more thing. Down there in those comment sections where I've got these IP addresses posted for the server, just so you know, I already added in this little tip. But if you're trying to join a server through the IP address and it is not letting you in, if it just says the server doesn't exist, change the last number that's in the setting and just add a 1 to it. So if the last number is a 7, make it an 8. And it should let you in. It's weird. Steam's strange. Now, I don't know if that's any different for anyone playing on like any other stuff like, what's it called? I can't think. But through Steam, that's how you fix it. But anyway, guys, those will be down in the comment section. I hope to see y'all on the servers. We have a great time with the Valguero, Crystal Isles, and Fjordur. We are enjoying that map a lot right now. But anyway, you have a good time, and I hope to see you there.